Frank, a lot of people make videos. I make videos, and I'm kind of an amateur at it, but here I am making hundreds of videos. I think I have a couple hundred now on YouTube. And I know that other people just make all these home movies now.
Yeah.
The question is, can this be monetized? I know it's not being monetized at the moment. Like, not too many people have an answer. Although you told me about the slosh people that are really rising out of this area and really starting to get lots of hits on the web. Tell me about that for a little bit.
Well, I think those of us that dance around with playing with the internet and the web can kind of see there's got to be a way to make some money here. And it still is relatively so new. You know, the pathways to that money are not solid yet. They're really kind of moving around. And so we're all kind of looking at each other and saying, well, maybe you be first, maybe you be first. I hope you make some money because then I'll follow your path. And it's been very difficult. I mean, I'm still a believer that, yes, there's going to be a lot of money made in video on the web. It just seems to be a natural that as a distribution medium, not only for the movies that I make, but for other videos, that we should be able to make, maybe perhaps get rich, but at least make a living purveying our wares on the web. Some people have started to break into that. But it's a moving target in a way. It really is. Now, the people that I mentioned were out of the Sacramento area here. Actually, it's two guys that live in Carmichael, and they go under the name of Smosh, S-M-O-S-H.
Oh, I had said slosh. I'm sorry, it's Smosh.
They won't take offense. This comes like the Smosh pit, you know.
Okay.
These guys are in their early 20s, 25, and that's the target market. This was very smart on their part. That's the target market they're going after, is the 18 to 25-year-old demographic, because these people have already embraced the internet. They're on the internet all the time. And so the comedy level of the Smosh duo is right in line with these people. Their routines are very much like a Saturday Night Live skit with the two guys in various situations. And I find it also, even though I'm not in their demographic group, I find it you know, very funny. Now there are times, of course, I find it to be just kind of silly, but maybe their audience finds it hilarious. But the proof of the pudding is they're making significant amounts of money. I'm not going to go into the money that I've heard because it's just hearsay, but they now have agents in Los Angeles that are selling the commercials, the before and after commercials, product placements within the shows. In other words, when they're drinking a soft drink and it says somebody's name on there, they're getting money for that. Not only that, you go onto their website, smosh.com, I believe, they have coffee mugs, t-shirts, you name it, they're selling products. And I love this thinking. It's what one marketer said to me many years ago, no matter what you do, always be thinking of what else could it be? What else could it be? And don't limit yourself in that brainstorming. Could it be a lunch pail? Could it be shoelaces? Could it be a book? Could it be a full-length feature movie? Could it be a webisode? Now, whatever you do, you can ask all those questions. Always be thinking, what else could it be? And so all of a sudden, you have now branding merchandise. I mean, that's what Star Wars is. Star Wars now is selling more merchandise than they ever sold in tickets to the movie. And that's where half of George's fortune comes from.
Halloween costumes.
I got mine. That's right. Well, of course, now I'm recycling the Darth Vader suit again. But anyway, I think we have some great opportunities in front of us with the web, as everybody does. I'm not the first guy to have said that. The challenge is how to do it. And that's where I spend much of my week, is learning more about web marketing, generating traffic to websites, how to design what are called sales funnels, all kinds of things. It's a real study in entrepreneurial marketing and businesses that's different yet the same. So it's fascinating.
So do you think the YouTube model of like pay per click, where people click on the ads and the person gets pennies, do you think that will eventually become a big thing, or do you think it's just pennies and that's all it will ever be?
Here's the answer. Maybe. YouTube is actually now the second most used search engine. Unbelievable.
Right.
So if you don't have a video on YouTube, half the people out there that are using YouTube as a search engine can't find you. So that's way apart from the traditional Google search engine optimization.
Of course, Google owns YouTube, so...
Yes, it's a different...
They own
that's the important one. The other one is Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have guessed Facebook is becoming a large or huge business search engine idea. Now, the wonderful thing about Facebook is you can target your market audience there. Because when you put your profile together on Facebook, they're going to ask you, now what other things are you interested in? Are you interested in this and this and this? And you check off all the boxes. Well, guess what? The advertisers get that data. So when you log into your Facebook page, the ads along one of the sidebars are going to be only from advertisers that correlate to what you were interested in. That's great, because if I'm paying for advertising, I only want to talk to the people who are interested in buying my product, not the other 999 bazillion. So Facebook marketing could be, I didn't say is, but could be a very strong contender to really start off and kickstart your presence on the web. And then you certainly want to use Facebook as a funnel back to your website. Facebook still is going to be very social. It's where you make friends, where you talk, but you really can't sell anything on Facebook. That's done on your website. So everything you talk about on Facebook has a reference back to your website. If you notice, I do that all the time. On my personal page, I'll have a reference. Oh, guess who was at the Studio Center today? And I'm going to have the link to the Studio Center so you can go to the Studio Center website. So you can see all those things, and that's where I do my selling, is on my Studio Center website, not on my Facebook page. It's just a feeder, and so you have to think of the business model, and it's not really a business model, more of a marketing model in those terms of where my selling is done, how it's done, and what feeds to it. And it's as much art as it is a science.
How about digital downloads, selling digital downloads of movies? Do you think that'll ever become a big market for regional talent?
I think it will eventually. I don't think we're there right now. Most people are giving away their product just to get it seen. Because nobody wants to, they're not going to give me $1 to see something they know nothing about with people in it they've never heard of. There's so much competition for that entertainment dollar, it's not going to happen just yet. It may in the future at some point, but if you look at all the competition for not only your entertainment dollar, but your entertainment time, it's huge. Yeah. So the chances of somebody saying, not only am I going to sit through your movie, but I'm going to pay you money to do it, and I know nothing about it, is probably not going to happen.
Well, what about a training course?
Perhaps. One of our clients here at the Studio Center is a company in Sacramento called M-Train. And they've created a niche market, which is the way to go. In other words, be very good in one little marketplace. Don't try to be everything to all people. Their training is for human resource departments for corporations that need training for various sensitivity training, all those things that HR would be involved in. So all these companies that have small HR departments are mandated by various governments to provide training to their employees on various subjects, but they don't have the wherewithal to do it. So this company now provides training online, with testing online, verification online. So now the company can send their employee over to their website, get the training, put that information in their file, and they've accomplished all the things that the government says you have to do from an HR standpoint. I thought that was genius. So not only that, but now they're branching into other areas. I just saw an email today from this company, from M-Train, and they're talking about a whole series of videos on how to motivate employees. That's a far cry from human resource training. But that's an example of a company that's mining a long path in a niche market. And they're being very, and also, here's part of the secret to that. They're talking to potential buyers who have the need for what they do, not saying they should, they have the need for what they do, and they have the money to buy it. Those are two very important things. I can't tell you how many people I run across, people say, well, gee, I'd like to offer this marketing, but there's no market for it. Nobody has the need for it. Or they do have a need for it, but you're talking to people that don't have any money. That, you know, okay, actors. No, I won't go into that.
So when I was a kid, I thought all actors were rich. And I also thought that about rock stars. But then I learned through time that a lot of them are poor. A lot of them, like, did you hear Joni from Happy Days?
I unfriend them once I find out.
Yeah.
Yes, no. Well, we were talking about that before on the nature of this business. We really kind of get into this business because we love what we're doing. Not necessarily does it result in money. You know, we love what we're doing. If we can make a living loving what we're doing, most of us are happy at it. But the other side of that coin is still true. This business also has the potential of hitting it big. You know, you could be the one who makes it on The Voice. Even then, that doesn't mean you're going to get rich.
Yeah.
But it has the potential. Now, most CPAs are not going to be big stars. There's no potential for celebrityhood if you're a CPA, but you're probably going to make much more money than I am.
Right.
So it's really kind of a choice in that thing, and we've made choices to do things that we love doing that may or may not be big money makers, and it's simply a choice in life, and that's another seminar.
Good ending for that one. Great.